realm. You know, he wanted to move on to a different idea, things that haven't happened before, like Snoke. All right, he was really into Snoke. Or no, that's a lie. He killed Snoke. He literally just wiped Snoke out. That happened in the second.
Oh,
yeah.
The end of the, when they had that fucking duel in the Red Room.
Yeah. So he ruined a lot of things that Rian Johnson was trying to do. Like he completely tried to change the image of Hux. He changed the image of Kylo Ren, and Snoke he just completely removed because he didn't like the idea of Snoke in the first place.
I mean,
I liked it. I thought it was nice to have. I like the mystery. Because like coming back to a movie, you're like, who the hell is this guy?
Is a new guy.
And then you're
when
like,
I first saw him, I was like, that might be Palpatine.
Yeah.
Since he like Force can make you survive infinite space.
Yeah.
Somehow.
No, I mean that's what a lot of people were guessing too. But I liked the idea of Snoke too, because this was an all-powerful being that came out of the unknown regions of space from nowhere. He just came at the head of the largest and most technologically advanced military force.
He was Palpatine's
puppet.
No,
yeah.
His trainee after Vader.
No, Snoke was a puppet.
He was trained by Palpatine though.
When you go to Exegol in the last movie, as the first scene you get on Exegol as Kylo Ren is walking through the laboratory, you see a bunch of green tanks floating.
Yeah,
there.
those ones.
Those are Snoke clones. Those are botched Snoke clones.
Oh,
Snoke was a Force puppet.
yeah,
So
like
it was literally just Palpatine.
And
so was that all Palpatine's power?
Yeah, hold on. And something else that needs to be said is while he's walking to Palpatine, he's talking to him and he's like, "Yeah, it's been me this whole time."
Yeah,
he starts talking in Snoke's voice, and then he starts talking in Vader's voice. He's like, "All those voices in your head were me the whole time." God, Kylo.
Yeah, like he just completely it was always me.
Okay.
He's
but
just
I can't okay, so in the Red Room, how the fuck is Palpatine strong enough to hold down a Force user like Rey? Because she was portrayed to be like one of the strongest Force users.
Because the thing about
it was like complete domination, more than we've ever seen of a Force user before.
Okay, so the thing about, you gotta understand the Force at that point. The thing about the difference between the light side and the dark side is that the dark side, it's a fact, it is inherently more powerful.
Yeah.
It is more physically powerful and damaging than the light side of the Force, and so you can overpower a light side user.
He barely got more points.
Suit my dick!
Suit my dick! Just barely, but suit my dick. Oh, it was just the tip. Damn.
But so what about the dark side?
But you can. The dark side can completely overpower the light side, and that's where the only reason that Rey was able to beat him in the end was because of the dyad of the Force. She had just as much power in the dark side as she did in the light side, and that's something weird to understand with the dyad.
Was that before or after she released her lightning?
It was always. There was always dyad.
No, I'm saying because she could never do lightning before.
Oh,
but when she shot down that ship, was that before or after Snoke fight?
After. That was the last movie. That was the last movie.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Because she thought that she shot down the ship that Chewbacca was on. They needed the dagger to find the thing.
Darth Uchi.
What?
Darth Uchi had McMuffin number 3. And they needed that to find McMuffin number 2 so they could get past the space cancer around Exegol.
Yes. I mean, that's what it looked like.
And now, hold on. Let me just bring this up for a second. I got a bitch about this. That space cancer around Exegol.
It was a little funky.
It was in one direction. If you see it, okay, after Kylo Ren, okay, he needed this. I can't the McMuffin. What are they called?
the pyramid thing.
Yeah, the pyramid thing.
The Wayfinder.
The Wayfinder. Yes, he needed the Wayfinder with the map on it.
Movie a while.
Yeah, it's.
Hang on, so I'm gonna look up a picture of this.
Okay.
So you're talking about the Wayfinder?
The Wayfinder.
It's like I think it's called the Sith Wayfinder. I think specifically it's called the Sith Wayfinder.
Yeah.
They gave me like the whitest average Joe
led
dude.
him to.
Yes, led him to Exegol.
Yeah. Oh, that thing. That thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he needed that so he could navigate through that big cloud of just toxic shit, right?
Yeah, like
you remember that scene where he's just weaving through this cloud of shit in space?
Well, he wasn't weaving the
ship.
This thing was guiding his ship through it.
Yeah. Either way, I just meant like he was doing it. You know?
Yeah, it happened.
But.
Oh, so y'all know, I am just playing against bots.
Oh, good shit.
Yeah, I started like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, good shit.
I figured we'd been talking long enough. I'm like, let me just get it started.
What's up?
Yeah, so hey y'all, I was just gonna let them keep talking. We're having a good Star Wars. It's a Star Wars kind of day. Like, I threw this on and we just started talking. I'm like, fuck it, just start the recording.
Might as well, man.
So we have a new special guest. This is also Nathan. So there are two Nathans and one
Nathan
Clinton.
Prime.
Oh, I guess I'm Omega. Hello.
I love it.
Omega sounds a little cooler, Nathan.
Omega.
Excuse me.
Omega.
Alright.
As a
So what about
Greek,
the
you
space
gotta get it
cancer?
right. Oh yeah, the space cancer around Exegol.
Okay, so he needed this Wayfinder to get through this space cancer, right? But literally right after he gets through it, he shoots to a scene where he's pulling up to Exegol, you know?
Yeah.
And he's still in orbit, and it shows this cloud that he went through.
Yeah.
Off in the distance in one fucking direction. Like,
Yeah, like
you could have gone around it.
Yeah.
At any point, you could have approached the planet any other way.
Well, you gotta
Maybe
imagine.
hold on.
It had
Maybe
been
it was
taken
a
out of,
maybe
like-
it was a specific like Sith kind of power thing of like you can't just go around.
It just appears in front of your ship.
Or
when you're
like,
trying to approach
or
the
maybe
planet.
if you try to go around the place you're going to, you can't get to it. Or
Okay,
like
now
it's
that-
not there,
that-
or maybe some kind of defensive thing.
The only way that would make sense is because Exegol used to be a Sith homeworld, right? And
I'm sure they banded together in like ultimate Sith-powered space
well,
farts.
there used to be Sith. What was it called? Alchemy, I believe. I think they called it just Sith alchemy.
Sure.
And they did different kinds of magics and shit. They didn't practice after the Rule of Two. A lot of the old Sith like archives and stuff like that were destroyed by Darth Bane. He wanted to completely wipe out the old Sith Order because he believed that, you know, they fucked up over millennia.
They fucked up.
They fucked up royally over every time the Sith had a good chance of taking over the galaxy. They were destroyed by infighting. There was always another Sith wanting to take what someone else had. They were just being dicks all over the galaxy.
Yeah, that's why
Well,
the Rule 2 is.
If you think about it like this, with what Palpatine said, that you know when you kill when you kill the Master Sith, that the souls or like the energy or whatever of that Sith flows into you. So what if it's literally like a compound of power where they
All for
want
one.
that to happen? Like they want that to happen because the more you kill and the more it gets absorbed to the next person, it stacks.
What he actually means by that is what they believe is there is a limit to how much dark side energy is in the galaxy. There is a limit. There is an overall limit to. There's a giant pool of dark side energy, and every dark side user taps into this pool. Okay.
Okay.
And so the more Sith there are, the less power there is for one Sith to tap into.
So is it like the opposite for like light side, where like there's an infinite pool, but so you can have as many as you want?
This is just their belief.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the Jedi believe that, because they believe it's more of a free flowing current. Type deal.
I mean, what if it's like it takes hold of whatever they believe because the Force,
It
you know,
could.
like
I mean,
it
it
literally
absolutely
like
could.
manifests what you want to happen, basically, right?
It absolutely could.
So like if you believe it hard enough, and like a whole think about it, a whole
Well-
planet of these Sith users believed in it, so it could have just became true because there was enough people.
Well, I don't know if that would go too well, because that goes against the whole idea of the whole dark side is a corruption of the Force, meaning the Force has its own will. They all believe that the Force has a plan and a design for the galaxy and for everything in it.
Yeah, it's like a timeline, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could work like that. I want to know more. There's not a whole bunch about how exactly the Force works, and that's what I'm really upset about. Because I've been doing a lot of research about the all different eras of Star Wars, man.
Yeah.
But
You
isn't it the mysticism of the
That-
Force that
yes.
makes it good? Like, because that was a big thing for me with the episode 1, right? with the midichlorians. I prefer to when it was just this mystical. It's just this mystical energy these space wizards can tap into. I was fine with that explanation.
Yeah.
But the whole, oh yeah, you've got this thing in your blood that makes you force power. I'm like, okay.
Wait a minute. Well, you know.
Okay, Liam Neeson.
What really shocked me about that is that was actually part of George Lucas's design from the very beginning. And like, why he didn't? Well, I guess there wasn't a need to introduce that in the original trilogy.
I think something like that would have worked better in like a type of series where it's like, oh my god, I just got that was my first death.
Yeah.
That's why I have 28,000 points.
Made available.
Yeah. Like I would have liked it in a series where it's like, everybody when they're born gets tested. You know, they test the midichlorian counts and like, you know, someone, this woman, you know, is an ex-Jedi, but nobody knows that, so she didn't have to get a test, you know, has a baby in secret, and forges, like, I would have liked something like that, like, forges the thing so that you can't see the midichlorians, and then, like, they grow up as this, like, super, like, not knowing that they're a super powerful Jedi.
Yeah.
And some shit happens, and then they, like, really become a Jedi.
That's literally the plot to one of those new Netflix shows that just came out.
Is it?
Like, like, there's a bunch of, like, elemental, like, users, like,
Oh, I've heard
flame
about
things.
Is it the Neptune thing?
No, it's not that.
Mhm.
And they're, like, tested at birth, and this one chick who, like, you can't get tested if you're, like, injured because, like, it responds to your pain index. So she was already injured, so she couldn't get tested at birth, and then they just forgot about her because she ran away from home. And, like, she's literally, like, the most powerful user of the series.
I'm dead.
Okay. I've heard about that.
I just want to be the little droid.
Yeah,
I wanted to.
It's so cool.
Oh.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy creeping around, and he's dead.
I thought that was you for a second. What are you doing? You know better than that.
But no, out of all the Star Wars movies, 1 through 9, which one is your favorite?
Honestly,
My
I do
Favorite
gotta
and
say,
least favorite.
I got my favorite 9 only because I loved seeing a Rey as a seasoned Jedi with abilities doing cool Jedi shit.
Yeah.
That's what I watch Star Wars
I
for.
respect that.
Like I loved that scene where they were going through the ship and they run into some Imperial soldiers and Rey like puts her hand up to stop them from shooting, like to stop her people from shooting, and she Jedi mind tricks them. You don't get to really see that very often in any of the movies. Or like, you know, force pushing and moving things, and I loved the lightning, even though it was an emotional scene where you thought Chewbacca died, and I really thought Chewbacca died, and I was pissed.
Everyone react to it too.
I thought it was
Every character.
I was pissed because it was like, I'm like, that's a cheap way to kill Chewbacca. I'm like, of all the ways it could have happened. That's what you do.
Literally the next fucking scene they show him alive. I was pissed.
Yeah, they could have held that for like a couple more scenes.
They could, you know.
Like wait till they like infiltrate the ship because like
that would have been good suspense, man.
Oh.
But you know what? I gotta make a correction from earlier. I kept saying Ryan Johnson was the guy that kept doing the last movie, but not J.J. Abrams. Man. That's why those visuals are great. That's why everything's ramped up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
J.J. Abrams.
He's a pretty good one.
I like him, but he's over the top.
Sometimes that is good to go over the top.
Yeah.
There are
Other
so
times
many
it
dudes
can
in
look
here.
Very cheesy though, as well, if you go over the top too much.
See, and that's the thing. You know, there's so many scenes in the final movie that just don't have to be what they are. I think part of the magic about the original trilogy was that it was so simple. You know, it puts you into this universe that was different and foreign and mystical and wonderful and, you know, mysterious. But it wasn't this roller coaster ride of just ups and downs and trying to shove you into these unfounded emotional situations where they want you to feel for the characters.
Yeah.
Like, I remember this one scene in it was the last movie. All of the characters, Poe, Rey, Chewbacca, oh god, what's that other guy's name, the pilot?
Finn?
Finn. Oh, the stormtrooper, yeah, Finn.
Mm-hmm.
They all sit down in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon,
Yeah.
okay? And they try to convey, like, these guys have been traveling together for a long time. They try to get these, you know, make them seem like they're real palling around, but
Like they're
all
buddy.
yeah, all buddy, like they've been together for fucking ever. But in all reality, this was the first time in the entire series every single one of those characters
Has
sat
been
down
in
in the
the
same
same
room.
place, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to force those friendships in a short time frame like that.
It is.
It's really
Bro.
difficult for like a director to like convey like how much time
Well,
do these characters spend together. And I
that's-
understand it like it comes together very poorly a lot of times in movies.
Yeah.
There's no easy way to do that besides like cheesy montage scenes or like literally putting them all in the same scene multiple times, and that just it gets boring. You know, if you're seeing the
Yeah.
same like 4 characters, like it's like, okay, they're over here now, they're over here now,
Yeah.
they're over here now. Singular storyline, it gets very boring for like the
Yeah.
for our age of audiences.
No, that's true. You gotta have some kind of diversity.
Yeah.
You gotta have plenty of diversity.
So it's a pretty big challenge to force that type of friendship. But
Well-
if you're doing it over like 3 movies,
That's my thing.
they got to do a Marvel did it perfectly,
Oh man.
where they had individual movies. They hired on the same director for the group movies, and they're just like, yeah, this is your vision. We're gonna do it how you want, and go at it. You know, like combine them how you want, but it's ultimately you.
Yeah. By the way, side note real quick, have you seen anything about Phase 4?
Yes, I have seen a lot of stuff going on about Phase 4.
Movie-wise, or are you talking about the TV shows?
No,
Movie-wise.
All of it. I guess the
I haven't
TV shows are a part of Phase 4.
I haven't seen the TV shows
You
because
have to.
I know there's WandaVision, and I can't get behind that yet.
You have to.
I gotta,
It's so good.
I'll force myself to watch it. And
Oh,
then there's
dude.
Hawk and Winter Soldier, which
Winners, yeah.
they're okay
That
characters.
one wasn't the greatest, but you know what?
And then
They
there's gonna
brought
be a
in-
Loki movie or
Yes.
a Loki TV show.
Yes, and I'm excited
Which
for that one
I
too.
do want to see that.
Bro, Phase 4, they're leading up to the Dark Avengers, and
Is that like the Dark Age where they're all dead?
No,
or
Dark
what are you talking
Avengers-
No, they're all black.
yeah, they're all black.
We're fighting the white man.
Except for Falcon. He's white now.
Oh, he's a South African guy. Oh man. But no, the Dark Avengers, like, okay, so I'm gonna ruin this for you.
Sure. Go for it.
WandaVision, you're probably not gonna remember it. WandaVision, they bring in the Anti-Vision. Okay. In Winter Soldier.
Oh,
What?
that's a good lead. Good first lead.
Okay.
2,000 points up.
Yeah. Gotta make it better.
And a
3,000 next
triple
time.
XP bonus.
Okay,
There's
bet.
like always some kind of XP bonus
That's why
in
I
this
play
game.
this fucking game all the
They
time.
need people to play it. That's why they're giving out bonuses.
I went up 5 levels in that one, 4 levels in the other one.
Dude, that's why there's a lot of progression in this game, but you don't get a lot from the progression.
Yeah, I just love doing it. I need to
Yeah.
quit. I need to play as I love the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars is my favorite one to
the
do.
era I play in. I don't really fuck around. I don't like the Empire, and I really hate playing the sequel. I don't like the heroes.
The First Order.
Yeah, I don't like the heroes. I don't like any of it. I do, however, like there is a special for the Resistance that it's that fucking weird dude with the horns and the minigun.
Yes, that's
That
what I was
dude-
playing.
yeah, that guy is fucking
he
awesome.
wrecks.
He looks like Dobby.
Yeah, Dobby. I don't know if he looks like Dobby. Maybe if he got hit with a bunch of crack.
Tall Dobby.
Oh,
Alright, so Dark Avengers.
The Winter Soldier, they brought in Anti-Cap, Anti-Captain America. Yeah, they're not calling them this, but he's Anti-Cap.
Okay.
Comrade Russia.
Yeah, basically. And,
Captain Russia.
And fucking, so they're setting all this up to have like basically the anti-Avengers. And I gotta look up what the other ones are gonna be. I don't think there's one for
So
the Hulk.
are these guys from a different like timeline,
No,
universe?
same universe, same timeline.
Just different people.
Yeah, different
Okay.
people, and like Anti-Cap. So
It's not like an evil RDJ, like as
No.
evil Iron Man, Okay.
yeah, no,
Okay.
it's like it's kind of just like counterparts. Just
Gotcha.
evil counterparts, like Anti-Cap. So Captain America's dead, right?
Yeah, we know that.
after Endgame. So Anti-Cap comes out as the guy that is set to replace.
Sorry guys,
Captain
I'm moving
America.
the mic. You can probably hear
Okay.
this.
And
Isn't his name like John something?
I don't remember his fucking
It's stuck
name.
on
He
a
was
cord.
I did not like him at all as a character.
A lot of
so-
people, I've seen a lot of reviews that people
Yeah.
just didn't like the Captain America portrayal from that movie.
No. It's because the guy. I mean,
I thought Falcon, like at the end of the fucking movie, it was like Falcon should take over the mantle of Captain America.
Yes. That and by the end of it, that's the whole thing. Falcon,
Okay.
he gets the shield, and like I don't quite remember the exact ending, but
Well,
it goes basically.
I
like
spawned
that.
in. There's a tank in front of me.
See, that's why I always use the tank. Fuck you and everything you stand for.
Who's gonna stand up to you?
Yeah,
When
what
you
do
got a motherfucking tank?
What are you gonna do? I'm not. You're not my dad. I'm in a tank. But he's the guy that was set to replace Captain America as Captain America,
Okay, yeah.
and he turns out to just go fucking. He was a lunatic, dude, and he ends up going bad. He takes the super soldier serum,
Yeah.
and
wow.
now he's just a pissed off, unstable super soldier that took the mantle of Captain America. Now he's just got a black suit.
Okay.
He went
So
dark.
he's kind of like Bucky in the beginning
Yeah.
of his career. Right?
Yeah, just less trained, much more stupid.
Really?
Yeah, much
So
more
he has like
stupid.
no training with the super
No,
soldier?
he's not,
I guess-
untrained. He was
Yeah.
he got picked to be Captain America, so he's well trained in combat.
Okay.
He was a good U.S. soldier,
Okay.
but that's just the thing. He was a good U.S. soldier. He wasn't Captain America.
See, the thing
He was
that
a soldier, not a warrior.
Yes.
I really, the one thing I hate about the Marvel Universe, the only thing I really hate, how did Captain America learn to fight?
He was in the army.
He was in the army for basic training, got chosen for the super soldier serum, took the super soldier serum, chased a dude on into a boat, into a river, immediately could realize he could run fast. That's the limit of his
Okay,
limit testing.
he did
Look,
not
and
know.
then-
Okay, hold on. Wait. Before, I just heard something. I need to clarify that. He did not know how fast he could run. Do you remember when he first started running and he literally slammed
I
his
know,
whole
that
body
was his
through a
limit testing.
window?
He didn't realize he realized he is stronger than he thought.
Yeah.
But after that, he gets put on side duty of just parading to the troops and like just, hey, here we are. Let's give us bonds and like things like that.
Yeah.
And he did that for years.
Well,
There was no training
Well, you
at
got
all.
okay.
You
So
gotta
there's
imagine
a huge
he-
time skip there.
Mhm.
There's a huge time skip there, and he's with the military. You got to imagine he has the super soldier serum. They've got to be teaching. I mean, he's working next to Howard Stark with all this brand new technology. They've got to give him something.
I just hate
off.
how they
He
like
didn't get the
They
montage.
didn't. They just didn't show.
They didn't
Yeah.
mention it at all.
No,
They're just
they
like,
didn't.
okay, you're about to go raid a Nazi base, and he just kicks the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, he just goes
I
in there
mean,
full commando.
didn't he grew up in Brooklyn, right? That motherfucker shot
we
me through
saw
the
him
wall.
getting his ass kicked
Yeah.
in
that
Brooklyn.
that
True.
motherfucker shot me through the wall.
I did see that.
I think the only reason he was losing those fights is literally he didn't have the actual strength to do it.
He only had courage.
He only had courage. Oh,
He had a
man.
strong big
You know
brother
what?
of
He had
Bucky.
courage and he had belief, man. Imagination.
He had a buddy that was twice the size of him.
Goddamn right. That always helps.
But yeah, no,
Man.
the rest of the movies are just like, I can't really find much fault besides Iron Man 3. That was kind of odd. That was kind of getting weird.
I didn't like that one the best, but
I feel like they were trying to get something like super soldier serum-y going. Like a
Oh,
super
yeah.
soldier army.
Well,
but they just kind of
actually-
like cut that off.
Those okay. So for a lot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if you know a lot more about the comic books, it helps.
Because
Yeah.
I thought, like, I thought in one of the comics that, like, when I perused the wikis,
Mhm.
I thought Iron Man had tried to replicate the super soldier serum that his dad made.
Maybe.
And I thought that they were kind of hinting at that with the Extremis.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because he did it while he was fucking drunk, right?
Yeah.
He just like,
Yeah,
oh,
he
you're
was
trying to
just
figure
like,
this out?
"Here you
Here you go.
Fucking
Yeah.
Tony Stark. No, but I mean, it definitely could be. But I mean, those in the comic books, I know those guys had a different origin story than that,
Mhm.
and they had a lot bigger role to play. I never read those. I just kind of saw a story about it, so I don't really know a whole lot. But I know they had a lot different. They didn't do them too much justice for the movie.
It just
'Cause-
seemed
'cause
like
you're
kind of
right.
like out of place where, like, on one hand, they're like ripping apart Tony's like titanium suits, and on the other hand, he's like grabbing Tony with his bare hands. He's just like not heating him
Burning
up.
his
Like
ass.
he's like, I'm gonna kill you, Tony, and he's just like picking him up with normal hands, throwing him to the ground. Just like
Yeah.
you could have killed him right there.
Something that I've heard a lot of is like people who are like big fans of the comic books completely and absolutely utterly hate what they do with majority of the characters in the movies. Like
They're nerfed.
Drax,
They're different.
the Destroyer.
Bro.
That's
they
one
nerfed
that
him so hard.
What did he do?
He did nothing.
What did he actually do?
He screamed a lot and he made me laugh.
He did. Hold on,
He jumped on the back of Thanos when they were trying to capture him for the first time, and got thrown off immediately. He almost got a planet killed because he summoned Ronan. What else did he do?
Okay, so you guys, like, I don't remember the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
You don't?
At all.
Really?
I've seen it twice.
I've only recently watched it. I didn't like it.
No?
Really?
I don't remember it.
Okay, so as a movie, it was made to look good. And it looked great. The visuals were impressive.
Yeah.
But just like the plot, I didn't like a single character. I didn't like a single
Really?
one of the
You don't like
characters in the
Star-Lord?
movie.
I just like Chris Pratt.
Chris
I'm
Pratt.
biased.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt is fine.
But he was perfect for that role. I gotta say, because that's what Star-Lord is in the comics. Like he's this like
cocky motherfucker.
he's a cocky dumbass who just literally is walking around the fucking planets being like, how can I make money today?
But you didn't like the characters.
None of them had any redeeming qualities. I hated
I feel like that was the point though. Like they're all a bunch of assholes.
You're not supposed to hate
who
the
you
characters.
You can't like these guys, but you're like,
hold on, no. I gotta take that back. I like the raccoon.
yeah, he's
Okay.
The raccoon.
Rocket.
I knew what he was about.
Yeah. You can understand him.
I understand. Guns
my
blow
favorite.
things up.
One of my
I got it.
favorite scenes with him
Steal shit.
is when he's like, all right, I need you to get that guy's leg in the prison break scene, and he's just like, all right, I got the leg. He's like, you got the leg? What did his face look like when he told you needed his leg?
So I'm gonna need that eye. I'm not giving you my eye. Oh, I'm gonna get that eye. I'm gonna get that eye. I love him. Rocket's one of my fucking
And then the
favorites.
fucking warrior's like, fucking, hey, how much for the gun?
Yeah.
Or no, he asked for his arm. He asked for Winter Soldier's
His
arm.
arm. Oh,
first.
that's what it was.
I
I'm
would
gonna
get
get
that
that arm. I thought it was the dude's eye he was talking about.
No, he gave it. He
stole,
he
that
stole the eye, and he had
Yeah.
to transfer out of the prison of his blood.
Yeah. I've watched that.
He's good.
You know, I like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I would like to
They did
see
it very
them.
well.
Yes, exactly, and that's the whole thing. They did it properly.
And they're the
except
first
with the
ones
Hulk.
to do it, so I mean, there's no standard before it.
Yeah.
Besides DC
Yeah.
trying to copy them on the side,
They
but
didn't. They couldn't
DC
ever.
had, I gotta say, they are very good at the fight aspect of coordination of fights and how things play out. They're terrible at storytelling.
Okay, so I was always a huge DC fan. Okay, the Justice League, growing up, was always
Fantastic.
a huge thing. It got me into the comic books.
I
The
love the Flash.
movies they did, I will say, are wonderful movies. As a fan of DC,
They're great movies.
I think
Yeah.
they told the stories how they would tell them in the comic books and stuff like that. They really lived up to that in a good way. You know, they do seem a bit cheesy, but at the same time, they're superheroes. It's cheesy, man. Like,
I think my first racially charged question towards my mother. Oh no, it'll make sense. It'll make sense when you hear the whole thing. Like, that's how she described it to me, because I was watching the Justice League,
Okay.
and then all of a sudden, there was a different Justice League on, and I went up to my mom, you know, the episode was going on, I'm like, Mom, why isn't Green Lantern black?
That's right, because the original Hal Jordan is black.
Yeah, and she doesn't know anything about comics, people. She could have easily told me, like, if she, like, I know now, oh, that's just a different Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, why is this one different, but everybody else is the same?
right.
Yep.
She did not know how to answer that question.
No, I wouldn't either. That's a tough question.
Like,
you know,
she
how old were you?
young.
Young.
Yeah, like,
didn't wanna
really,
pull up the
maybe
whitewashing card?
like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Not old enough to understand that. And
Right.
y'all know that I'm mixed, so it's like a weird stance to put my white mother into, of like, why isn't Green Lantern black anymore?
Oh, honey.
Yeah.
Why is he now a giant green alien?
Dude, I can hear your mom now. Oh, shit. Oh, man.
I was surrounded. There was no reason I should have been right there.
Oh yeah, we got a little bit off topic. But I want to go back to what are your favorite Star Wars movies? And or Clinton, first your least favorite one.
Okay, so my favorite one, I liked seeing all the Rey stuff and the Jedi things. My least favorite one, Episode 5. Episode 5. I don't remember exactly specifically why that one is my least favorite, but when I'm thinking about Star Wars movies, that's the one where I'm like, I don't want to watch that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it's just a lot of transit, isn't it? With Han Solo and Luke and Leia.
Because like Episode 4, great, I like that one. Episode 6, loved it. 5, I don't know.
Empire Strikes Back.
What happens in 5?
That
Destroy
is
a planet, right?
no.
That's in 4.
That's in
That
4.
is in 4.
The Empire Strikes Back opens up with the attack on Hoth and Luke.
Is the entire Hoth battle in
No,
5?
no. Luke goes to Dagobah, and that is the one with Bespin, the Cloud City.
Oh.
That's where Han Solo gets captured.
frozen.
Yeah, gets frozen in carbonite.
Oh yeah, so he misses out on an entire movie.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I guess I can kind of see what you guys mean about the movies, but can we just talk for a second about that level in Lego Star Wars? It was just the best.
Which one? You're talking about like in Cloud City?
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Oh, dude, Lego Star Wars was the best. Sorry, off topic. Go ahead. Okay.
I am fighting for my life over
I know
here.
you are. I'm watching
Alright,
this.
so Nate,
Okay, mine.
favorite and least favorite, whichever order you want to do.
Okay, this one's actually going to be really difficult. Now, you say Star Wars movie, so we're talking just the mainstream movies.
1 through
we're
9.
not,
1 through 9.
Okay.
None of the animated ones.
No
we'll get to
Clone
that.
Wars.
We'll get to that next.
Okay.
we'll
all
get to
right.
that next.
All right.
I know Clint has
I
a
gotta
lot to say on that.
Yeah, I got a
Yes.
few things to say on that too.
Bad
So, so I guess my favorite Star Wars movie would have to be. Wow, you know, it's probably a tie between Return of the Jedi
Sounds good.
or
So that's 4 then.
No,
That's
Return of the
6.
Jedi is 6.
that's
I
episode
always mix up
6.
the names of 4 and 6.
Yeah, episode 6, and my least favorite. Oh no, that would have to. I was saying it had to be a tie between episode 6 and episode 3.
Okay.
But I gotta say, episode 3 is less down there because I think I want it to be more than it is.
Really?
I like it. I do like it, but I think I see it differently because I haven't watched episode 3 in a long time because I don't want to. Again, I don't want to watch it with my new eyes.
Okay.
But I have seen that lightsaber battle at the end many times though. Many times. And if you guys have never seen a remake with Anakin's lightsaber red, it actually changes the whole fucking scene. It's really cool.
That's my favorite movie because of the fucking lightsaber scene at the end, of how dramatic they play that out and how like they change Anakin's entire demeanor throughout the entire movie. You see him change into Vader.
Yeah, yes, you do.
Like that is the one reason why that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Is
Which,
like
speaking on that, you should really watch through the animated series, The Clone Wars.
The Clone
If
Wars.
if you liked seeing Anakin's transformation to Darth Vader just in that movie, over the series, it's incredible because the series takes place in between episodes 2 and episodes 3. Like it lines up, and when the 7th season came out, it actually has Order 66 in it.
really they go through to episode 3.
Yes.
Like
Yes, where the Clone Wars ends is exactly where episode 3 picks up.
Okay.
So at the end, the last time you see Anakin and Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars, they're talking to Ahsoka. Ahsoka goes to Mandalore to start her own campaign. and they're recalled to Coruscant because it's being attacked, and the Chancellor's been taken hostage.
Dude, get out of my way!
And,
I'm trying.
And Episode 3, this
You
fucker.
mother.
And Episode 3 opens up with them arriving at Coruscant in the middle of the battle.
Yeah, they're in the fucking.
Yeah, they're in their
shit.
Jedi fighters. So, my least favorite though has to be Episode 1. And now I'm gonna say this because a lot of people say Episode 1 for a lot of different reasons, but I dislike Episode 1 because I want more Liam Neeson. And Liam Neeson died. And I'm not gonna lie, that actually hit me right in the balls.
It did?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
He didn't do much though.
No,
the
he
whole
didn't,
movie.
and that's the problem.
And that's the problem.
I need more
It's-
Liam Neeson.
Have you seen the movie Battleship?
Bro.
Yeah,
That is
I
the-
love that movie.
That's the worst use of Liam Neeson in a movie.
I
The
love
only
how
thing-
he's
Rihanna,
literally
though.
just sitting in a chair or
And talking shit.
or standing at a window.
And talking
And talking shit. That's all he does. That's all he does. That
No,
movie.
that
He
might
stands
be-
there. He talks shit, and then he's like, "You, the main character, you's a bitch. You can't do nothing." That's what he does the whole movie.
Now, I would like to just throw out there that might be the best use for Liam Neeson. Okay? We might have differing opinions there.
But they did waste him in Episode 1. I will say that because
Yeah.
I want them to do more
Okay.
Master and Padawan shit. Because
Yes.
not a lot happened. You see Obi-Wan just kind of
Okay.
walking behind him, and fucking what do you call it? What's his name? I can't remember his Jedi name anymore.
Qui-Gon Jinn?
Qui-Gon, that's it.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon just he's doing his kind of rebel attitude. You know how he's he doesn't.
He was
That's
the
his whole
only.
thing.
Okay, no.
That's his whole
Actually,
thing.
Nathan, if you really want to expand how you look at it,
bro.
he was the only true Jedi left.
Yeah.
The other ones were kind of rebels in the sense of they were not really following the Jedi way. And Liam Neeson's character, Qui-Gon Jinn, he knew that.
He
Okay,
was
so
the
what's the actual Jedi way that Liam Neeson was
So-
going towards instead of
so
Yoda
Liam-
and Mace?
Qui-Gon Jinn, so the Jedi were very dogmatic, and that, you hear that said a lot in the series, but that really means that
For the people that don't know what that means.
they're very close-minded.
Okay.
I don't know the exact definition, so don't take me to word here, but they're very close-minded people that are stuck in their ways,
Yeah.
and their way is the only way. Now, the Jedi, as everyone knows...
It's been that way for thousands of years.
Yeah, as everyone knows, they kidnap children at birth, and they bring them in and they raise them, and that's how it's been for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
You
Force-sensitive children, they're just mine.
Yeah, so you're grown up in the same area, with all these fucked up people.
Okay.
And
But, I mean, think about the alternative of that, though. If they knew of a Force-sensitive child, and then that child did not become a Jedi, that just means they have
Yeah.
every opportunity to become a Sith.
yeah, and I
imagine-
see that.
Imagine they're going about their normal life, doing everything normally. Somebody breaks into their house, kills their parents. They're 15, 16, at that age where they can get a lot
Yeah.
done. That emotion takes over. They feel that first surge of dark side power. You have a Sith now.
Well,
Okay.
that's just
You
the
have a
sheep.
Sith.
I have a question about that whole aspect on the sequel series
Okay.
of 7, 8, 9.
Mhm.
Palpatine had to have been alive when he had his son, correct?
Okay, so
And then-
I know where you're going with
And then
this.
his son obviously had Rey.
Mhm.
Did Palpatine purposefully hide Rey and her Force energy to make sure that she would someday find him and Kylo? Because
No,
the dark
no.
side could tell the future.
Palpatine talks out his ass. Just a little bit. Just
Yeah.
a little bit. Because he wanted Rey dead. Because he knew how strong Rey was going to become, and he was going to be a threat to him.
Did he
So
did he
talks
know
out
how what she would do in the future? Did
Not
he know
exactly.
Not. It's just one of those things of let put it in terms of D&D.
Possibility.
A strong sorcerer has a child. That child is also going to have strong magical energies, and you know that it's going to grow up to be powerful.
Yeah.
Regardless of what path or anything, this person is going to be powerful. And you kind of, you go off and you're doing your other shit, and they have another child, which is also going to be powerful. That is just a threat to your power in and of itself.
Well, actually, there's a little side note in this. There's a reason that Rey is still alive. He knew about Rey, okay? But the thing about Palpatine's son is that he was not a biological child. Palpatine's son was a failed attempt at a Force clone. Okay?
Really?
Yes.
He was used from Palpatine's DNA to try to create a Force clone, and it didn't work, but it made a regular clone, so he decided to try and raise it as a son. And he was
like
just,
how Django did.
Yeah, but he was just useless. He was average intelligence.
Really?
He was average. He was just a normal guy.
Oh.
And so he escaped. He got away from Palpatine. I think Palpatine let him go.
That's a story all in itself.
Yeah, I don't know how that all happened, but he ended up leaving, having a wife and being able to have a child, and he hid Rey.
So Rey is like technically a Palpatine's daughter.
Yes.
Daughter.
Yes.
Technically, yes.
A form of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
like if I made a clone,
if you have a clone,
and that clone had a child, biologically,
is that your daughter, or is it the clone's daughter?
Technically, it's a clone's daughter, but
technically,
it's your blood.
Is that baby a clone?
No, that baby
of your baby.
Okay, imagine it this way. Okay, my daughter, she's put up for adoption. Right?
Yeah.
She has her adoptive family, and we still see her and shit.
Yeah.
That's my blood. That's her family.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, like, I know, like, every time you fertilize an egg, it creates a different set of DNA. But like, if a clone has a baby with one person and the real thing has a baby with the same person, could it technically be the same person that comes out of that?
No. Because you'd have two different eggs.
Yeah, it still takes someone else's genes.
All right.
So it's not the same person.
Or hear about this: a clone and a clone of another person have a baby. So like two clones have a baby, and then the two real people have a baby. Are those two babies the same baby?
No,
they're not the same. They'd still have two separate identities in the Force.
All right.
And
that's the only way I can describe it.
I'm just trying to like fill all my boxes.
Genetically, they'd be siblings.
Yeah.
But other than that, no.
Yeah, the only way I could describe it in Star Wars terms is they'd have two distinct signatures in the Force.
Okay. Because like, it's on the term of siblings though, they'd technically be the same person and family-wise, right?
Well, no, because like, think about it like this: even if you have a clone and your clone has a kid, and then you have a kid, that's still just two kids.
Well, no, he's talking about. Let's say you and your wife are both cloned, all right, and then the cloned couple has a kid, and then you guys have a kid.
Yeah. Those are still two separate eggs.
Yeah.
I know they're two separate things, but like, if your clone can have a child and you can call that child your child, couldn't it be like?
You could swap them out in daycare.
All right, we're getting off topic. What were we talking about again?
You could totally pull a whole Parent Trap thing.
We're done.
Oh.
All right. So your least favorite movie was number 1, right?
Yeah.
That's not enough, Liam.
And well,
did you like the Darth Maul scene?
Oh, of course. Darth Maul is still my favorite Sith.
He is.
Okay, that's a lie. That's a lie. He's my favorite Sith in movies continuity.
Oh yeah. No, you're good.
All in all, Revan is my favorite.
Also, one more thing about that duel. It's literally called the Duel of Fates between Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul, because whoever won that duel, that's the side of the Force Anakin was eventually going to end up on.
Yeah.
If Liam Neeson would have beat him, and he would have become a great light side Jedi. But because Darth Maul beat Qui-Gon, that's what tipped the balance.
Okay, do you think? Let's say Maul kills Qui-Gon, right?
Yes.
And then, because Maul was Palpatine's apprentice, or was he Dooku's apprentice?
He was Palpatine's.
Okay.
From birth.
Do you think Maul should have tried to convince Anakin at that time?
By that time,
sorry, Obi-Wan.
Wait, Obi-Wan?
Sorry, Obi-Wan. Should he have tried to convince Obi-Wan to join him?
No,
to take over the Sith?
Because he was the apprentice, and at that time, he knew he had no chance against Palpatine. Not even with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, like, ultimately, you know, Darth Maul is like, I need to kill Palpatine at some point. This guy is crazy powerful.
You know, the thing about Darth Maul is that he never had a chance against Palpatine. He was never trained.
He wasn't a Force user very well, right?
He was.
Yes,
he was.
He was a very powerful Force
He
user.
was?
He
Yes.
was very in tune with the dark side of the Force. He naturally had Sith eyes before he ever started training in the dark side.
Well, I thought that was just his race.
Well, they are naturally attuned to the dark
okay.
side, but him especially was, you know,
He was the cream of the crop.
Yeah, because most of them cannot use dark side powers away from Dathomir because of they have the dark side Iker in the planet.
Okay.
Their power comes from the dark side of the planet.
Gotcha.
And he could just tap into the dark side anywhere. He was very
They
powerful.
didn't show that much in the movie. Like, he used a little bit of Force.
Honestly, it's because he was having a duel with Qui-Gon, who
was a Force user.
Yeah, it's like equivalent. It was like, why waste your time using Force? It's going to come down to a blade anyway.
See, when two Force users fight each other, they kind of put this like Force shield up around them.
Okay.
That's why you really don't see like two Force users trying to push each other around and shit like that
Because it's just not
won't work.
effective.
Yeah, you're gonna tire yourself out.
So like, there's a scene in the animated series. It's like the first few episodes where Asajj Ventress, which is Dooku's assassin, like is trying to pull up on Yoda. And, like, Yoda's having a casual conversation while this girl literally has lightsabers, like, pointed at him. He, like, looks at her, doesn't give a shit. She, like, makes one move toward him, and he just, like, waves his hand, and she, like, her lightsabers go flying, and...
Like, she couldn't, like, even,
she couldn't
fathom his strength.
If there, like, there was nothing she would have been able to do against Yoda. Because Yoda was just, such on a scale stronger than Ventress.
Okay, so, talking about Yoda and his kind... He's a endangered species, I guess.
No.
He's not.
No. There's an entire planet for them.
Okay.
But there's species.
Are they a Force-sensitive species?
Yes.
Yes.
Naturally, all very powerful. To Force.
Yes.
There is another one that you get to see on the council. It's very, very quick, but like in one of the movies, you see another one sitting at the council.
It's a female one named Yaddle. And there is...
Because, like... In the movies, we learn to see that Yoda dies at, like, 800, right? 900?
9 something, yeah.
And, like, I'm just thinking, like...
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing that Yoda dies. I'm laughing... Yoda dies because he doesn't want to answer Luke's questions. You guys listening right now, go back and watch that scene. Like, Luke, he's clearly, like, he's a little old, yeah, and he's not, like, dying, but Luke is just asking him question after question, and eventually he just lays down, rolls over, and dies. Because he doesn't want to answer Luke's questions. He's just like, I'm too old for this shit.
Dude, that's a whole fucking mood sometimes.
I feel that.
Anyways, so like his kind like live upwards of thousands of years.
1,000 years is really like the lifespan.
Okay, 1,000 years. Why are there not like hundreds of these Jedi?
Okay, so the whole thing behind them, there's very little knowledge of Yoda's race, and that's on purpose. George Lucas put out this like ban when he was still in control. He put out a ban on them that they could not, no authors, no content creators could make stuff about Yoda's race because they wanted it to be mysterious, and he's this old what did they say? What did they call it? Mentor figure, type deal that you're not really supposed to know. And so, but his race, what we do know, comes from a planet that is beyond the outer rim, beyond the unknown regions. Maybe in the unknown regions or beyond it. I'm not too sure.
Mm-hmm.
But many of their kind, all of their kind, are very peaceful. They are a well-rounded, mindful people that are all about peace. They hate violence.
When you say that, I imagine the scene where he does his fucking yell, his force scream, literally, in the Jedi Council against Palpatine.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, oh my god, this man's violent.
Dude, they can be, man. And it's because they're so powerful in the Force. But I love the Force scream, by the way. Oh yeah, it's a rare power too.
Yeah, it's just literally instill your enemies with fear.
I just watched a Wookiee just run off the edge there. Like he was just standing there. I was trying to kill him. I got killed, and then he just went off the edge.
Oh yeah, I fucking love Grievous. That's another reason I love this.
Episode 3 is so good.
I know.
I think they did Grievous a little bit dirty, but it showed off Obi-Wan's like pure mental and like physical ability.
You know what? I have a real problem with how they did Grievous in the movies. If, with all of you listening, if you want to see a true portrayal of Grievous, get Disney Plus or go on YouTube right now and look up the 2003 Star Wars miniseries.
Yes.
The first appearance of General Grievous is the closest you're going to get to how he truly is in the graphic novels and the books. He is a monster. He is a Jedi Slayer.
A little sneak peek.
Yeah, he General Grievous is designed as a Jedi Slayer.
Do you remember when Darth Vader came in at the end of the Jedi game that we played?
Ooh, yeah.
You remember how he was just unstoppable?
Yeah, he was like this force.
He's a boss and a no health bar popped up.
Yeah,
kind of like that.
Yeah.
A boss without a health.
Have you played that Star Wars game yet?
Yes. I played it as soon as it came out.
You get to the end there.
That
was a
amazing.
scary moment.
That was amazing.
I was
bro.
like, I literally can't do anything here besides run. And I thought like, oh, I have to fight Vader now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't fight Vader right now.
Run.
I actually
need to run.
I actually never finished that game on the highest difficulty because I got stuck on Vader. I got all the way
Fuck
to
that!
the
I
end.
would never try that.
I play most of my games on the highest difficulty.
Some of
man.
those
I'm a gamer.
giant frog things, like they one tap you if you're on the highest difficulty.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's
I'm
how
not
I like
good
it.
enough at dodging to do that.
I'm all about my dodging, bro. I'm all about it. I really don't
Dark
use
Souls,
a lot
sure,
of,
but that game, no.
See, I was talking with Clinton earlier about how you guys were struggling with
Sekiro.
Sekiro too. But what's that?
Lords
of the Fallen.
Lords of the Fallen, yeah.
Man, that game.
I never even like tried to beat it.
Yeah.
I started playing it and then I just kind of forgot about it. It's on my Xbox.
It's one of those games. Yeah, it's not very.
It doesn't
interesting.
hold its value, you know.
No.
Like you're just kind of like running around. You're just like, why am I doing this?
It's very mindless. I played it. I can't say I enjoyed it a whole lot, but I played it all the way through. I could not beat the final boss because it's one of those bastard games where like you get to the final big baddie, and then you fight it. You get through this huge hard boss battle, and guys, if you've never heard of this game or played this game, it's kind of like a Dark Souls-esque game, but ramped up a little bit.
Yeah.
When it comes to damage percentages and health and stuff like that, but you beat this fucking boss. Finally, it has 3 health bars, and then you go through this long cutscene, and then the actual final boss shows up. And it doesn't give you any more health. It doesn't give you any more mana. As you ended that last 3 health bar fucking boss fight. And they're just like, yeah, here you go, get fucked.
It's kind of like the end of Bloodborne if you get that second boss. Like, when you beat the first one, the second one will come with whatever you got.
Did I fight that second boss?
You did, but the only reason, when you die to the second one that comes, when you go back in there, you just have to fight the second one.
Yeah, because I did remember, I died, yeah.
God,
but no, that was fun.
I keep
Sekiro, or not Sekiro, fucking Bloodborne.
I want to play Sekiro, really bad.
I had it on my Xbox.
Yeah.
Well, I have my Xbox external, so we could play Sekiro.
Okay.
It is a you need to parry type game.
Yeah. If you don't get those parries, you're dead.
Oh, yeah. Have you played Neo 2?
No, I have it downloaded, but I haven't played it.
Please play that game so I can have someone to talk to about that game.
Okay, got
It is one of my favorite games. Like, it's up there now. It's in my top 10.
What is it?
It's like
a little preview here.
So you start the game, right? You create your character. Unbelievable amounts of character generation. Like, first off, that's just it makes me wet inside because of that.
That makes me nervous.
I love the character creation. And then you get to go into this arena with I think they're up to 12 weapons now. And each weapon has its own unlock tree for abilities, skills, combos, and things like that.
Okay.
And you're allowed to pick out 2 weapons that you like. And each weapon focuses on a different Dark Souls stat, like strength, magic, skill, dexterity, shit like that.
Okay.
And basically you just choose your main weapon that you're gonna max out, and choose a secondary weapon that has a few little stat combinations that'll work well with yours. So if you need to swap, you can.
Okay.
I ran through with a Scythe magic build, which the higher my magic was, the more damage this scythe did. But also my magic abilities like did more damage and like I had more options of. And it's basically like Dark Souls where you're just running from bonfire to bonfire,
Okay.
clearing out your like you're like kind of fighting a war against these enemies because it's a mission-based Dark Souls where you have to go into the mission and clear out a whole area, like huge.
Clearing the dungeon.
Not like dungeon, but like
Yeah.
quote unquote dungeon.
Right.
And you get to either like an end boss or like an end like swarm,
Yeah.
and like you get the cutscene of how like everything's going because you're literally fighting a war against these like encroaching demons,
Okay.
and like you're trying to
Demon!
push them,
I
you're
like
trying
the
to push
sound
them
of that.
back, and like there's this
Sounds
whole
hot.
like story in the back like while you're doing all this. Like it's a pretty good storyline. Like it threw me for like a couple loops. Like I did not expect some of the turns that the story took. Like I was so surprised.
Okay.
And
I
then
always like that.
on top of all these like weapon abilities and shit, you get a like a spirit animal type thing where you choose either strength, quickness, or magic, and they have like a different parry ability, right?
Yeah.
So like there's the strength parry ability where you like swing a heavy fist forward and you knock someone back. It's the easiest one ever. You just knock
Yeah.
them back out of their animation, boom, parried. There's the quickness one where literally you have to dash forward into an attack and make sure that during your dash the attack goes through you, and then you can parry, and it's stronger than the strength one, but it's so much harder to hit. Then
Yeah.
you have the magic one, which is literally pixel perfect. You explode with radiance as like an attack hits you, like pixel perfect,
Yeah.
and then you like will like hit them with your parry ability.
Okay.
Super fun.
Pixel perfect.
On top of those parry abilities, you have like magic quote unquote abilities, which is like kind of like a soul feature,
Yeah.
where you equip these like things that you capture from the demons you're killing, and like you get these amazing.
Oh, that's my phone.
That's you.
What is this?
The drunk one.
Oh, that's my sister. Yeah.
Who's this caller ID? It says the drunk.
My bad.
Anyways, the soul abilities are really cool. You get two of them, and like you like literally like one of them that I love to use is a like those dreidels that you like spin.
Yeah.
Imagine that if you had a whip on the center of the dreidel.
Sounds hot.
You whip it out like a Beyblade, and like there's just fire
I love to do
everywhere, and it's just like homing in on enemies and cutting them down.
Fuck.
That's one of the abilities that I like to use.
Okay.
Another one is like I call it the rainbow laser. It just summons a bunch of
Rainbow laser.
it just summons a bunch of beams that are different colors and just like rips enemies to shreds.
Oh, is it like the oh god, the ion cannon?
Like a bunch of little ion cannons.
Yeah.
Or like Hammer of Dawns just coming down.
Fuck yeah, dude, I'm down for it.
It is
Yeah,
such a
I'll
fun game.
definitely check it out.
It's
That
a long
sounds
game though, so
interesting.
you gotta be like ready to play for
You
like.
gotta play that long game.
I think I put like 100 or 20 hours into one playthrough.
That's alright with me. I just played through the Mass Effect series again. In Mass Effect 2, I did everything, and I
Okay,
clocked out
okay.
at I clocked out at 100 and what was it, 130 something hours? Like, it was a good amount of time, and I was kind of upset because in the third game only took me like 85 hours.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean they put a lot more emphasis on the multiplayer. They really expected you because they kind of tied it in. There's this stat in the third game called Galactic Readiness, because the whole point of the series is you're preparing for this galactic war against a extragalactic species that's coming in to wipe everybody out.
Okay.
They're just coming in and say fuck y'all.
Oh, are you alive?
And,
Yeah, quit that.
And, yeah, basically. And long story short, and so the Galactic Readiness is just just as it sounds, the actual readiness for each sector of the galaxy and how much defense and offense they can put up for the final battle.
Oh, gotcha.
And the only way to bring in the original, they've changed this now in the new remastered series. I definitely recommend somebody check that out.
Yeah.
So
Real
much.
quick, Clinton's been holding this fucking point down.
I've been
so
watching this,
hard.
dude. This is kind of fucking epic.
You're doing good, man.
But the only way you can change that is by playing the multiplayer. And so, and that affects the single player. And so it's still just. I mean, it doesn't do a whole lot, but if you're a perfectionist and you want to get 100% of the game, like you got to put a good amount of time into the multiplayer.
See, I'm not a fan of that stuff.
I'm not either. I never did it. I couldn't do it.
It's just like, why intermingle those things? Like, because
I see why.
Historically, those games that they make are single player games.
Yes.
So, like,
yes.
why force an aspect of your game to be multiplayer?
Well, you know, I see because it brings in a wider audience. It gets people a little more interested because there were those people when it came out that got it just for the multiplayer.
Yeah,
I knew a couple of them. There's always, and you know, the multiplayer it did its job, but it just wasn't that good in my eyes.
Is there fall damage?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Cool.
Yeah, not in this game.
I guess you're all like super
I think if it's a
clones.
ridiculous height, maybe, but there's nothing really that high.
Maybe if you're BB-8, you create a crater.
That'd be dope. That would be so unfair. Dude, you'll see people jump off fucking buildings and start that spinning thing in the air and just come down on you like a helicopter.
Yeah, it's kind of a dick move. But
Cocksuckers,
it's the way
man.
to go.
It is the way to go. Clinton's like, I know that move well.
I just did it, actually.
Yeah. Never use these assassin droids. These are an interesting bit of hardware if you know anything about the actual schematics for the droids.
Really?
If anyone's ever
They look
interested,
so plain.
they do. But you know, if you're interested in the Separatist Alliance, the droids made by a lot of like the Techno Union and the Trade Federation and shit like that. Other than the B1s, you know, the average battle droids, they're pretty intricate, cool things. There's a lot of, you know, the B2 Super battle droids. The big silver guys.
The wide
These
ones.
guys.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah, with
motherfuckers.
the wrist fucking shooters.
Yeah.
Smoke!
Yes.
No!
Oh, he smoked you. He got you
those
first,
ones.
bro. Yeah, those fucking guys.
I was down there like, okay, we got this handled, and then suddenly tank.
That is why I tank. But
Darth Maul. Fuck you.
I need to kill the tank.
Fuck you, Darth Maul. He kills
dude,
tanks.
the tanks are lit, dude. They have so much fucking health, and if you have the right cards on them, like it's just unstoppable.
Yeah.
I don't have like any cards. How do I get over there?
You
Jump.
don't. You really can't go. many
Hover
places.
upwards.
You might be able to go back behind you and around, but that's towards the end.
Pile a bunch of dead bodies in front of them as a ramp.
You could do that, actually. You know, you're on a fucking repulsor lift. You should be able. It makes no sense that these are boundaries.
Right.
I understand not being able.
Ooh,
Look
Tokyo
at you!
Drift!
Look at that! Repulsor lift.
But like the hover things on the bottom of the tank, right? Why not just like overcharge them and like send your tank up?
Well, no. It's quite literally. It's a repulsor lift. It works off of the gravity of the planet, so they can't actually
So you're just
fly.
like repulsing the ground. Literally.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's basically like a magnetic repulsion.
But since the planet is heavier than the tank lifts up.
Yes, and the tank is just.
That's a scary moment when the planet lowers itself.
I swear to God, man.
If you just want to stay there and keep taking that cannon shot, I'm fine with that.
Oh, your tank's done.
Yeah, my tank is done. That's overtime.
That top cannon is a really good fucking tool to utilize too.
No.
But with the battle droids, dude, you guys gotta check out some of like the weird battle droids you never quite got to see. There's this one called the B3. All right, the B3 battle droid was 20 to 25 feet tall. It looked like a B2. It had 4 arms. It had the 2 giant arms, and it had 2 little ones.
Was this like an unmanned like?
Yeah, it was a
droid?
droid,
Like,
bro. It was a droid with its own brain.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting.
Yup, it was a tank buster, and it was anti-personnel tank buster.
That'll bust more than tanks.
Yeah,
that'll
its
bust people.
2 little arms just had these fucking like blasters that just got little guys on the ground while it stepped on them, and then it had a hand that
Did
could
it
go into
fly
any
too?
tank. Yes.
Oh
It
my
had a
god!
jetpack.
Yes.
It couldn't
While you're
fly.
talking shit, it could
yeah, bro. Fuck you.
Ask
think
it if
this
it
is?
can fly. This thing is made for murder. Of course they let it fly.
I was getting there. This is like the Iron Giant, just pissed off.
That's what I was thinking about.
It's like they finished the droid, and someone in the thing was like, "It's almost perfect. It's missing something." It's like, what if the enemy is flying? Give that man a raise.
Oh man. Yeah, it had a jump pack. It could traverse
Anything.
certain terrain that is more difficult
But
for
did it
bipedal.
have drill feet to hunt down people who went underground?
No, but it did have a face laser that could mine.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think it had the face laser. One of them, there was a funny droid that had a face laser that could mine. I don't know if that was the B3.
Oh.
But
That thing sounds insane.
yeah, no. If you've never heard of the HK series, go ahead and look up the HK series because the whole story behind the line of the HK Hunter Killer droids is wild and insane. And the original HK-47s, where they all came from, he was a droid hand built by Darth Revan.
Really?
And he ended up.
Who is Revan though?
Darth Revan was a Jedi. Was a Jedi in the Order during the Mandalorian Wars.
Okay.
And the Jedi tried to stay out of the Mandalorian Wars as much as possible. The Republic was fighting them, and they were
Did they just not agree with it?
They did not want to get into this conflict. They didn't want to do it. The Council said no.
Really?
They were not really meant for war. They were peacekeepers.
It was a different time.
Peacekeeper is just another word for people who engage in war.
No,
This is back in the time when they were true peacekeepers. Like,
Really?
It was a different Jedi Order for a different time.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
the problems they would be sent out to go fixed would be like
Sith problem?
would be more mundane issues of like, this planet is having some kind of food crisis because there's these beasts that are stopping their harvest or something. They would go handle stuff like that. There's a lot of droids that way.
Yeah. And the Council was also very afraid of. In that time, there were a lot of wars. They had just gotten over, not just gotten over, but it hadn't been too long since the Third Jedi Schism, where a lot of Jedi turned to the Sith. They
Really?
turned over to the dark side.
Huh.
And it started this whole 1,000-year fucking war.
Between the Jedi and the
Jedi and the Sith.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that was still in memory, and so they didn't want to go to war and have a bunch of their younger Jedi turn to the dark side and have that whole thing happen again.
Okay. So they're just trying to stay away from any sort of conflict whatsoever, just to maintain their
maintain themselves.
Yeah.
But Revan was higher up in the Order. He was a Jedi Knight at the time. Him and his, I believe it was his Padawan, and might have I think it was just his friend, Malik. Or Alec. He was actually Alec when he was a Jedi.
Okay.
They got this whole group of Jedi that disobeyed the Council, and they went to war with the Republic, and they fought against the Mandalorians.
Okay.
And
Who was in the right in that war? Was
the
anybody in the right?
Mandalorians were a war-hungry people that were simply out to conquer worlds because they could.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So-
just
You
kind
think
of
I'm
like their
fighting to save the day, but really I just like to fight.
But so they ended up,
So they were trying to do good by fighting off the Mandalorians.
Yes, because the Republic was being dominated. The Mandalorians are the best warriors in the galaxy.
Yeah.
In all explanation of the battle, it did seem right to help as the Jedi.
Yes.
It's because if you explained it in words, they'd be like, why wouldn't we help?
Okay.
The galaxy is going to be in a very, very harsh place
Yeah.
if we don't.
They
It's
were all about war.
It's like the
and-
fucking Spartans who were just
Yes.
gods of war.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
everyone's
it was
just like,
always conflict.
How do we
always-
fight this man? He's 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
He just
they-
ripped that man in half.
They-
21-foot savage.
They were kind of like the Trandoshans, the lizard people. All right, their whole religious belief is based around hunting. They're always going to be based around conflict because they hunt. Their whole religious thing is like they get points for their special kills.
What the fuck?
What happened?
Damn, bro.
You were just picked up.
Okay, get the fuck out of here then. But I forgot what the fuck I was talking
Revan.
about. Oh,
Who is
Revan.
he? What did he do?
So.
After him and his apprentice joined the war.
Yes, they got a big group of Jedi, hundreds of Jedi to go join the war, and I don't remember the name of the battle, but they completely turned the war around.
Really? Was he that powerful?
The Jedi joining the war did that much for the war.
Okay, imagine a war going on with no Jedi at all. None. On
Yeah.
either side. And then suddenly Jedi join one side.
All of a sudden, well, there was Sith on the other side.
but not nowhere near as
Oh
many
no,
Jedi.
there wasn't. I'm sorry, there was no Sith in Mandalorian.
The Mandalorians wouldn't fight with Sith.
No, they wouldn't.
Okay.
But the Mandalorians were just that good, and like, just imagine a war right now between us and Russia, and all of a sudden we get magical space weapons.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, yo,
but,
Wizard, you gonna shoot some spells?
yeah, dude, like magical space mines.
Love it. This is level 100.
Yeah, he's getting there, man. But he completely turned the war around with his army of Jedi, and I don't remember what planet the battle was on, but it was the final battle of the war where he had one of his lesser Jedi, Mitra Surik, detonate this weapon, this ancient weapon they had found. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was a devastating force weapon that destroyed the Malachor. It was Malachor 5. Yes, it was a force weapon that created a wound in the force when it was set off. It destroyed the entire planet and all of the ships floating around.
Really?
Alright.
Like it hurt the force
It
itself?
created a wound in the force.
Yes,
that's
how
yes.
strong that weapon was.
Yes.
Was it
and-
like created to do that, or was it?
Well,
like...
it was just so powerful. I think it was a Sith weapon.
Okay. Well, yeah, it had to.
It had to have been.
Jedi weapon. Yeah, just
Yeah.
destroys the one thing that we live off.
But it was that powerful, and after that, Mitra Surik cut herself off from the Force, and she disappeared. Revan and
They're everywhere. They
are
are everywhere.
Fire ants. After that, Revan and Alec disappeared into the unknown regions of space for like 15 years or something like that. I don't know if it was that long, but there's a whole other story behind what they were doing, what they were finding.
Yeah, I was like,
That's
do
a
you
story
know
for-
what they did out there?
I do, but that's a whole long story for another time.
Alright.
I can get into that next if you want, but that brings in the Old Republic.
Okay.
They ended up showing back up as Darth Revan and Darth Malak,
Okay.
and they reappeared to the Republic, and they were at the head of the largest Sith army that had ever been seen.
So just they left as Jedi
Yeah.
after winning a war, and then come back as like the most evil people in the universe.
Yeah, but they weren't Revan,
Well, sorry, with the most evil army in the universe.
Okay, so that's a bit of a viewpoint thing.
Okay.
Revan was not an evil person. Okay,
Came back as a Sith.
It's a whole philosophy. He did come back as a Sith, but that gets into what he found and what he was doing in the unknown regions.
Okay.
All right. The only reason he became a Sith was to defeat the Sith, and like it's a whole story. But he came back and he tried to conquer the Republic, and he tried to change the Republic into this military state to prepare it for an outside threat.
Like a Sith threat, or just...
Another Sith, yeah.
Oh.
Another. They're. It's called the Infinite. Not the Infinite Empire. I don't remember what they called themselves. It's something Empire.
Okay.
But it was Lord Vitiate. So after, okay, I gotta go into some more shit about this.
Sure, go man, go.
So
You're on a
you
roll.
know the Rule of Two.
Yeah.
The Rule of Two was created by Darth Bane. Darth Bane, to create the Rule of Two, had all of the major Sith in the galaxy, all the Sith that are left. There was a giant purge going on. At the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so there were very few Sith Lords left. He made up this plan where they all gathered on this planet, and it was the last final stand. The Jedi are all over the planet. And he convinced them to grant all their power into this thing called the Thought Bomb. And the Thought Bomb was...
Be gone!
Thought!
And the Thought Bomb was just a trick to
I'm sorry. Every time you say it, I'm like,
gonna
thought!
laugh back. Oh,
Okay.
God.
The thought bomb.
It was just a trick to destroy the rest of the Sith. He went up into orbit, and the Thought Bomb went off, and he annihilated the rest of the Sith and all of the Jedi on the planet.
Oh
It
my
destroyed the entire. It was another one of those weapons that created the wounds in the Force.
God. Really? Okay. Were those wounds ever healed? Do we know?
Maybe not. I don't know. A lot of fucked up shit happens around
Oh,
them.
oh good, Obi-Wan's here.
But fucking. So after that, there were even less Sith Lords. There were like 2 or 3. I think there was only 2 left. There was Lord Vitiate and Lord Vitiate was ancient.
No,
I think he's,
no.
He was an
Oh
ancient
shit!
Sith?
I think he's ancient at this point because he knows how to body transfer. He was the first Sith. He was the first Sith to obtain immortality, just like
Gotcha.
Palpatine is trying to get.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of obtained it, right?
He didn't do it as good as his master Plagueis.
Yeah.
Plagueis truly mastered immortality. through
Yeah,
the
but didn't
Force.
like Palpatine kill him like the minute he mastered
He
it though?
killed it. Yeah, he killed him in his sleep.
Yeah. I remember that story.
Yeah.
Fucking movie. That was so creepy of a scene.
Uh-huh. And fuck, God, that reminds me of a different story. So Vitiate, the other Sith Lord, tried to destroy Bane, and I don't remember which one. I think Bane killed him. I don't remember exactly right now, but Vitiate escaped into the unknown region. He took his fleet of Sith and he went off and he created his own unending empire. He reigned for 1,000 years over this empire, over the Sith Empire, building it, growing it, expanding it. And when Revan left, during the war, Revan heard rumors of this Sith threat outside the galaxy.
Okay.
I think it wasn't even in the unknown regions. It was past the rim of the galaxy.
Yeah.
No, it can't be past the rim. It was the unknown regions.
That dude just dropped dead. Like,
Oh,
I saw
he
that.
just
like,
died. He
like
gave
nothing
up.
shot. There's nothing here to kill him. He just died.
He had a heart attack.
World do that to him.
Clone defect, man.
That one just comes with aneurysms. We don't know why.
I imagine a Kaminoan like doing that little voiceover of like, they are the perfect soldiers. You know, they're trained from birth, and then like in the lineup, like the big grand lineup, one of them just drops. She's talking to Jedi, it's just like they're all perfect. Wait, don't look at that one.
Not that
You just
one.
hear
Oh god, I just imagined Wrecker right there.
Oh god, 99 walks in. Hey guys.
They're perfect. You're damn right I am.
Alright, so
Watch
Revan hears about the
Oh yeah, he heard about the fucking Sith Empire, and so that's why he went out there after the war
Okay.
to search for this Sith, and he found Clinton. What was it called?
Oh, the Star Forge.
The Star.
Found the
Forge.
Star Forge.
Yes, he found this giant space station.
It doesn't
called-
make stars, believe
No.
me or not.
Okay.
The Star Forge was made by an ancient race called the Rakatan Empire.
Cool.
And that's a whole nother story for a different time. But it has to plan outside a star, and it uses the energy of a star as raw material to build anything you want.
Yeah.
Droids, ships, anything. It's just a
Weapons.
mass production facility. But it's purely powered by the dark side of the Force.
Oh, so you have to be attuned to the dark side to use
You
it?
have to be really strong in the dark side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's not like a automatic system where it's just like drawing in dark side power. It's just like you have to put it in to use it.
So
something like that.
think about it like this: like Revan, before they found the Star Forge, they had to start breaking Jedi rules and Jedi laws just to get to the knowledge of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at one point, Malik, before he was called that, Alec, yeah, he literally tells Revan, he's like, look, once we go in here and like learn this knowledge, we're already turning towards the dark side.
There is no going back.
Yeah, and like Revan, like once they discovered what the Star Forge was, what it did, kind of how it worked, he chose to go down the dark side of the Force to use it. So that's why
Use
when
it for like good though.
Well, that depends on what you view as good. He didn't want to destroy the Republic. He wanted to change it into a military state, a lot like the Empire.
One,
to
like
prepare
a reliable like
Yes.
force.
Yes.
Okay, that
You
wouldn't
know,
just get dumped, dookied on.
But at the same time, his Sith Empire was very different from all the other ones. But it was still a Sith Empire. It was still, you know, they they valued power. There was a lot of slavery. You know, it was not a good place to
my little
live.
sonic wave. He didn't fall back.
He's a fucking Sith.
Yeah, he's Darth Maul. Dude.
Darth fucking Maul. Darth Uchi. God, I love that name.
Darth Gucci? What?
Darth Uchi. The Darth Gucci. God, well, I don't even remember that guy's actual name. Is it's the guy that has the Sith blade in the last movie. That, God, Uchi or something like that. It's something like that.
Sith blade?
The dark saber.
McMuffin.
The dark
No,
saber.
no,
not him.
No, in episode 9, the guy, the dead guy that they're looking for that has the Sith blade that'll lead them to the second fucking.
Oh,
Wayfinder.
the assassin?
Yeah, the assassin guy.
Oh,
Him.
Oh God.
No,
I
there's
don't.
no
I don't.
way.
I don't remember his actual name. I just call him Darth Uchi because I don't respect him.
I don't think
Yeah, I don't. I respect him
He wasn't
just
a
as much
Sith,
as I
was he?
respect that movie.
He wasn't a Sith.
No, he wasn't.
He
a
was
Sith.
just a part of like the order of.
No,
the
he
Sith.
wasn't. He was just a fucking guy.
Yeah, I thought
he
he
was
just
just a
stole
bounty
it.
hunter assassin.
I thought he was working for him.
No, he was total. He was working for them. He was just a bounty hunter though. He was an assassin. He was an assassin bounty hunter, and like he was just such a worthless fucking addition to the show that I respect him as much as the series. So I call him Darth Uchi.
Oh, that's because you're thinking the blade's name is Blade of Ochi Bastoon.
Ochi is his name. Ochi Bastoon is his name.
Ochi of Bastoon is the assassin?
Yes, Ochi of Bastoon is the assassin.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, that's why I call him Uchi.
Wait,
Darth
wait.
Uchi.
Oh, dude, he's like that one girl that Chewbacca had a crush on.
Oh yeah.
He's got that.
Yeah,
weird...
yeah, Shrek.
Yeah, but that's the male version.
The male version. That's hot. I like those
God.
eyes, man.
Don't
Look
you
at
like
those.
that?
Fuck yeah! Just imagine what that tongue can do. Just
Those lips, man,
With
just
the tongue.
dried up and like
dried up fish lips.
Oh, I love the crackle of another person's lips against mine.
Oh man.
Oh, I love like wiping off the dust from them too.
Where have we gone in life? Can I just? I've been looking at this poster on your wall of,
Yeah.
of
Which
Rey,
one? Oh, Rey.
and I hate Rey so much. As
Really?
a character,
Okay.
can I just point? She's okay. Do you guys know what the term Mary Sue is?
Yeah.
She's a fucking Mary Sue.
I don't know.
And that's okay. So a Mary Sue is so. Let's explain it this way. Poe Dameron in
Yeah.
the show, he's the pilot.
Yeah.
He is introduced in the very first episode of the series as the best, word for word, the best pilot in the Resistance.
Yep. Yep.
All right, he is an amazing pilot.
He proved it a
he's,
couple times.
Yes, he proved it over and over again. He's an awesome pilot. That's his thing. That is who he is as a character. And in the next episode, Rey is a better pilot than him, and he admits that. He is even in a situation where he is flying, and he said, "Man, I wish Rey was here to help." And you know, and it's because she is Rey. It is because it's not because she qualifies as it. Before the whole thing, she was a fucking junk miner on Jakku.
Yeah, she had never flown a
She had
spaceship before.
never flown. She'd done speeders.
Yeah.
You know, which, you know, I imagine they can kind of, you know, motorcycle to car, not exactly the same fucking thing.
But you know, you get the gist, right?
Maybe, no, probably not.
But I mean, if you know how to drive a motorcycle to a car, I get that transition, but a car to motorcycle, that's hard.
I hate to have to like pull this card, but it's like Jedi powers.
Yeah, okay, but listen,
Like-
okay, here's another example.
And if it's true that all of the Jedi live within her, that means Anakin and Obi-Wan too.
All right, so that's assuming it's like an Avatar type deal.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, what if you get like some sort of abilities from each Jedi that is within you? That
Fuck
chooses
this guy, by the way. He's just standing here the whole game not doing shit.
And it's like the Jedi that are within you have to choose to be with you. Therefore, you unlock their abilities. It's like otherwise you'd be unstoppable if you had every single Jedi ever. Palpatine would have created a monster in Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's true.
Obi-Wan and Yoda have been walking, like, strolling through, just fucking cutting Dathomir in pieces.
Oh, dude, I would love to see evil Yoda, Dark Side Yoda. hinted at it.
Yeah.
And I've seen a few things talking about just how powerful Yoda would be as a dark side user, and it was in a graphic novel that explained it, or it was a comic or a book, I think. But Count Dooku, he was talking to Count Dooku, and Count Dooku was trying to turn him to the dark side.
Yeah.
And Yoda, now
Fruitless
Yoda is such a good Jedi. He's the Grand Master and is so-called one of the best Jedi because he has never even been tempted by the dark side. It's just not inside him. It's part of his race. It's just he is a light side user. He's a good person that he's never been tempted and allowed himself to be tempted by the dark side.
Yeah.
And so while he's talking to Count Dooku, just to prove a point, he let himself, he let the dark side flow through him for a moment and let his power of the dark side just kind of go through just for a split second, right?
Okay.
And Count Dooku fell to his knees and couldn't breathe. Just from the sheer power emanating.
Of being around him?
Yes, of
It was
the dark.
suffocating.
Yeah, it was purely suffocating. His dark side power.
It's kind of like there was one thing I read. It was like one little comic thing where it was like a lot of people when they're in the presence of Darth Vader, it's not to the same degree, but they kind of say like they feel this kind of crushing weight,
Like a power.
like just the presence of Vader.
Yeah.
just
Like a soul
pushes
pressure.
on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Bleach, like the soul pressure.
Oh, dude, that's when you knew shit was about to go down.
Yeah.
Like when you're just like, they did the fucking lines on the screen, and like
Uh-huh.
everyone's just like, oh.
They're bringing that back, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
They're animating the final season, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Have you read the manga for the final season?
No,
Dude,
I have not.
You will fucking
I've seen a lot
cream in
about
your
it.
pants per episode.
Yeah,
For the amount of bankais they release
I know.
in the final like fight.
I know. I'm excited for it because like
I hope they redo the ending though.
they've gotten that like
gotta do
next
this.
level Bankai, right?
I don't know if you know
Second
this, but
Bankai.
the ending in the manga was rushed because of the
Okay.
producers. They told Tito, Kubo, I forget his name, the writer of
I
Bleach.
wouldn't know.
I'm gonna get killed by
They
a fucking
pushed him,
turret.
like, they upped his, like, deadline by, like, 5 weeks.
Oh.
And they're like, you gotta finish this in, like, 3 episodes, dude.
I think I have heard that.
And he was like, what do you mean?
What am I supposed to do with it?
And so they basically cut the end fight, and they're just like, this is the last manga we're releasing.
Oh.
I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
And so
That's
I think
shitty.
that's why they want to like put in the money to animate it so they could redo the ending,
That would be nice.
because
Kinda-
that ending
kinda
was
like-
the most unsatisfying thing of any. Cause I love Bleach.
Yeah,
It
Bleach
is.
was
It
great.
would be above One Piece for me. If
I
it was
hate being
finished.
colorblind. I don't know if you guys could see that guy.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
knew there was a dude in the bush, but I couldn't see him.
Fucking.
I'm sorry, I
Don't you have
wasn't looking.
colorblind mode on this thing?
No,
Turn it on.
What?
he was in a bush.
They've got to have it. Because he
Oh.
was outlined. No, he wasn't.
Back to talking about Yoda.
Yes.
Yeah.
He wasn't he the only Jedi able to control Sith lightning?
No.
No.
No, that power was called Tutaminis.
What is that?
And it
It's
is
just like
it is the ability to absorb and retract retract energy.
okay.
So you could do that with like Sith lightning and lightsabers. There was I don't know exactly what her name was, but she was a Shaw. She was I think the granddaughter of Revan and Bachelor Shaw.
Very strong.
Yeah,
Jedi.
very strong. She had Tutaminis, and you've seen the trailer for the Old Republic, where
A long time ago,
probably
maybe.
a long time ago. But
Yeah.
do you remember there was this lightsaber fight with this girl with the blue double-bladed lightsaber? It got knocked out of her hand, and the Sith.
Wrist.
What's up?
Wrist.
Actually, can you hand me my phone so I can just silence that?
What's that? That'd be you.
He's alright. No, yeah,
give
you're
me one
alright.
sec.
You got a chance.
I mean, they can't figure it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer the phone. I just want to silence it. Thank you.
But yeah, Tuda is
Tutaminis. Yeah,
the
and
granddaughter or daughter of Revan.
granddaughter of Revan, I think. And in the trailer, the Sith goes to stab her with the fucking lightsaber, and she catches it, and it just like melts in
Really?
her fucking hand. I know you've seen it, but it's been a long time.
Those trailers for those games,
They were beautiful.
I don't know how they did it
Man,
back
they were
then.
beautiful, man.
Like that was the best CGI I think I've ever seen
Yeah.
before like 2010.
Yeah. Like, was it really? No, was it really? When did that come out?
It had to have been around there, right?
It had to have been around there. I
can't-
don't know.
Because
Maybe 2013.
Old Republic came. I thought it came out in like either 8 or 9.
Let's check right now. 2011.
Really?
So it was around 2010.
Old were we in 2011?
December 20th, 2011.
That's 10 years ago, so we were like 15
Yeah. I was 14.
or 14, yeah.
We're old.
It's, time just makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Time is an illusion. We
Time
made
is
it
an
up.
illusion.
We created it so we could track how long to cook cookies.
No, we had it. We created it to track how long is this kitten video.
Maybe actually, yeah. I've seen some pretty long kitten videos recently.
Oh no, but some of the force powers that they're like are not shown in the movies.
Oh yeah.
Like it's so big. Like the amount they show is like minuscule to the amount that there actually is.
If any of you guys listening out there are true fans of Star Wars and have never gotten into Legends continuity, gotten into the books, into the comic books, I highly recommend it because you will. You'll see stuff that are not.
One last time. Thanks to your courage and sacrifice. The Rebel Alliance is honored to have you. lured the local Tatooine garrison into attacking us. Expect their advanced troops any minute now.
They'll be coming!
These positions must all be held against the Imperial onslaught. Dig in. Imperial attack will be renewed any moment now. We must hold these positions. sure they'll think twice before returning.